Yeah, hey guys. Yeah, how's it going, guys? Anyways, so I've been trying to tell this story lately. I got a request to try to tell the story about my girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend, and I have been warning throughout my attempt to tell this story that this is an unbelievable story, and So, anyways, and speaking of unbelievable stories, so there's another story that I've been trying to tell, and I've devoted my channel to it, and so I wanted to show you an example of this is an example of an unbelievable story. So I wanted to show you an example of an unbelievable story. Let's take a quick look. Here's an unbelievable story, okay? So this is well, let's go back. Okay, so this is here we go. So this is the National Law Center on Homelessness and Poverty, which is now called the National Law Center on Homelessness. Okay, anyways, it says it mentions that. Okay. Published a report titled No Safe Place, The Criminalization of Homelessness in the U.S. Cities in 2014, which documents the increasing use of municipal laws to criminalize homelessness. Okay, so now we'll go to, so that's what we're looking at here. This is the 10-year study they did on the criminalization of homelessness, okay? So this is an example of something that is hard to believe. Okay. Okay. Here we go. This is the executive summary. We're gonna read the executive summary. I've gone over this before, but this is a great example of a story that is unbelievable. You have to suspend your belief system. Okay. Imagine a world where it is illegal to sit down. Could you survive if there were no place you were allowed to fall asleep, to store your belongings, or to stand still? For most of us, these scenarios seem unrealistic to the point of being ludicrous. But for homeless people across America, these circumstances are an ordinary part of daily life. Let's read that again. Imagine a world where it is illegal to sit down. Could you survive if there were no place you were allowed to fall asleep, to store your belongings, or to stand still? For most of us, these scenarios seem unrealistic to the point of being ludicrous. But for homeless people across America, these circumstances are an ordinary part of daily life. So, see, that is something that is difficult to believe unless you've experienced it. Okay, so like me just talking about it, I can already tell like the viewers they can't even comprehend. They can't even imagine living in a world where it is illegal to sit down, illegal to fall asleep, illegal to store your belongings, illegal to stand still. And even though this is something most people can't even imagine at all, they can't even imagine that could possibly be going on in their so-called civilized society. Even though it's impossible for the majority of people to even imagine that that's happening, well, for homeless Americans, that's just an ordinary part of daily life, okay? So when I tell you that I lived like that for 10 years, in a world where it is illegal It is illegal to sit down. It is illegal to stand still. It is illegal to fall asleep. It is illegal to store your blood. I lived that for 10 years, okay? Now, tell me, is there an advanced military training where they put people in those kind of scenarios for 10 years, where you live in a world where it is illegal to sit down, illegal to stand still, illegal to fall asleep? You think that in the military and shit like that they're putting people through that rigorous of like brutal training, where they put them in a world where it is illegal to stand still, illegal to sit down, illegal to fall asleep? You think that the military is like 10 years? I lived that for 10 years. That doesn't even include the years of growing up, all the insanities and impossible scenarios from birth up until I became homeless. And then that doesn't include what happens if you ever get out of that imaginary world where it's illegal to fall asleep, it's illegal to sit down, it's illegal to stand still. If you even make it out of that, 10 years of that, if you even make it out of that 10 years, what do you think awaits you? A comfortable middle class life, a pension, like all these military people get these pensions and all this money for all the, yeah. And then this is what troops are being sent to go to war. That's the freedom that the U.S. military is sent. Oh no, but see, all these people, including military, former military, they just rationalize it away. Well, oh, that's different. That's the exception to the rule. You know, people are just liars, dude. They're liars, because so you've got people, of course, that don't believe that. That's exactly what homelessness is. A world where it is illegal to sit down, it's illegal to stand still, it's illegal to fall asleep, it's illegal to store your belongings. That is the most accurate definition of real homelessness that I've ever seen. Now you have tons of fake homeless people everywhere. See, because once a person catches on that that's the truth about homeless, then they'll go pretend to be homeless so that they can get pity, and so people will give them money, and they think that it's some clever thing. It's basically the same thing as stolen valor, for a person to pretend they're homeless when they're not. And you got tons of trust fund baby retards that with their backpacks and act pretending like they're homeless to get pity and shit like this. A true homeless person never gets pity. All a true homeless person ever gets is spit on, shit on, stepped on, fucked with, and pointed at, all by lesser men, always. But see, so anyways, going back to, here's an example of an unbelievable story. I mean, imagine me going over my 10 years living in a world where it is illegal to stand still, illegal to fall asleep, illegal to sit down. Could you, like, what if I did it? What if I told my story of my 10 years living in that world? Would anybody believe me? No, absolutely not. See, because if it were true that happened to me, well then I would be deserving of reparations and massive lawsuits, like massive, dude. Like I would be like a millionaire easily if it were provable and I could take it to court and everything. Easily a millionaire, possibly even a billionaire, just to sue the government for the unconstitutional. Like, how many times have I been arrested for sleeping, for sitting down, for standing still? But see, there's an example of an unbelievable story. And again, like I was kind of watching some videos a little about an hour or so ago about Gray Man and like Bug Out and stuff. And I was kind of focusing. I was kind of watching. I watched like 2 or 3 Gray Man videos, right? And these guys, they're talking, you know, in the comments and in the videos, like they know how to size people up and they can tell who's who by looking at them and shit. Dude, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something that you're probably never hear. All these military people, they would never be able to figure out someone like me. Never. Never. See, these military people, they don't know that this is the reality of homelessness. They think that when they're going to these wars, they're fighting for freedom and they're fighting for all this shit. That's what they're fighting for. All those so that all those homeless people can continue to be criminalized and in a world they're fighting for a world where it is illegal to sit down, illegal to fall asleep, illegal to stand still. That's what these people that are going to fight in all these wars, that's what they're fighting for, is a country where they criminalize poor people. You know, the real war is the urban war. Like I said, these military guys, are they going through shit where they have to spend 10 years living in a world where it is illegal to sit down, illegal to fall asleep, illegal to stand still? See, and that's the thing. A person who hasn't been there can't even imagine that. That's why I've always said, once a hobo, always a hobo. Once you've experienced something like that, like where for 10 years you lived in a world where it is illegal to sit down, illegal to fall asleep, illegal to stand still. Once you've lived in a world like that for 10 years, once a hobo, always a hobo. You never go back. You never will. You will always be completely disgusted with the world that you live in. Always. Whether you get out of homelessness or not, once a hobo, always a hobo. You'll never truly assimilate. You can pretend, you can gray man your way through. And that's what I do. That's why I talk about, like, if I could dress how I wanted to and look how I wanted to, I would look like a full-blown hobo, like a fucking caveman. But see, that's illegal. In the freest country in the whole wide universe. Yeah, the freest country in the whole wide world. Yeah. And anyways, there's an unbelievable story. You see, and then I was thinking about this. You got basically like 3 kinds of people. The people that'll say, "Oh, I know that," when they don't. They don't. Because if they really knew that that's going on with homelessness, then they would be like freaked the fuck out. Like they'd be talking about it all the time. They'd be screaming it from the rooftops. You know, they'd be like sounding the alarm. Like, dude, martial law is here. Like if Richie from Boston knew that was the truth about homelessness, he'd be you know, sounding the alarm just like he is about interdimensional beings. But he doesn't know, even though his own Bible says it. His own Bible says there is a generation whose teeth are swords, whose teeth are knives, to devour the poor from off the earth, the needy from among mortals. See, Richie from Boston's own Bible confirms the truth that I just read in that 10-year study synopsis. Imagine a world where it is illegal to sit down, illegal to stand still, illegal to fall asleep. If Richie from Boston knew the truth, he'd be sounding same with all these other tinfoil hat wearing fucking freaks. They don't even know what the fuck is going on at all. That's why they're always talking about invisible interdimensional beings and invisible Jewish space lasers and shit, because they don't even know what the fuck is going on at all, dude. But anyways, yeah, no. See, so, and that's the thing. If if you've lived in a world like that, where it is illegal to sit down, illegal to fall asleep, illegal to stand still, etc., and you live like that for like 10 years or more, dude, I guarantee you, I don't care how much military background a motherfucker has or how Billy Badass they think they are and how well they can read people, they'll never be able to figure you out, dude. Never. They won't know what to think. And that's always the best. Like, just keep them confused. Keep them all on their toes. Keep them confused. Keep them guessing. Kill them with kindness. Always carve a smile on your face like the Joker. Always keep your word. Always walk your talk. Dude, these motherfuckers, they'll never figure you out if you've lived in a world where it is illegal to stand still, illegal to fall asleep, for 10 years you live like that. And name a military training that is more intensive than being thrown into a world without any training or no anticipating it, no safety net, cast into a world where it is illegal to sit down, illegal to fall asleep, illegal to stand still. See, again, and this is an example of a story that's unbelievable. To most people, this scenario would be unrealistic to the point of being ludicrous. Like, that's a ludicrous. There's no way. That is not happening in the greatest, freest country in the whole wide universe. See, to all you people that don't know what's going on, it's like the furthest thing from no way. No fucking way that's happening. This is America. But for all the homeless Americans, the hundreds of thousands of homeless Americans, I'm not even talking about illegals or nothing like that. That's an everyday part. That's an ordinary part of everyday life. This is an example of a story that's unbelievable. And that's what I'm saying, and so I could sit here and talk about this. Dude, okay, so just imagine that I lived in that world for 10 years. You don't have to believe me, just imagine it. Okay? Then imagine what kind of crazy shit, what kind of crazy, insane shit do you think that I had seen just in that 10 years of living in that world? Just imagine it. Okay? And again, that doesn't even include all the crazy shit that I saw all growing up with my crazy fucking retarded family and everything. And everything that I saw after I got off the street, after I got out of that world. Well, I still live in it, but now I'm like 24-hour gray man. Because like I said, if I could look how I wanted to, I'd look like a fucking curmudgeon home bum that lives in a cave. That's exactly how I'd look. Because like I said, once a hobo, always a hobo. You'll never assimilate to this sick, fucking disgusting, retarded society. You never will. Every day from then on out will be gray, man. That's it. And then imagine all the shit that I've seen since I got out of that, and I've been gray, man, ever since. Like the news programs telling to kill all the homeless. You think that surprises me? Dude, you see that I've been seeing that shit for years, bro. That's all they ever say whenever they talk about homelessness on the news. It's always, they do everything they can in desperation to stir up a witch hunt to get all of you to go out and hate the homeless and crush their souls, murder their souls, rape their souls because they're the evil sinners, And then I see all these stupid people that think that they're Christians and they fucking hate the homeless and shit. Anyways, there's a little unbelievable story for you. Speaking of unbelievable stories, see you, boys.